ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Wednesday. One sport looking to get back on target, bullseyes, is darts. The Nassau Darts Association has identified a couple of venues for their upcoming season. But before they take aim, President Mike Russell knows a lot of work is needed to get a black hat.
It's getting very hard to publicize darts right now. We're planning on doing a lot more tournaments this year. We got a tournament director now that he's geared to go. We've joined the Caribbean Dart Association back in the 1983, I think was the first year of travel. Then we joined the World Dart Federation after that, and we've been traveling ever since. So for 20 years or whatever it's been, we've been traveling throughout the world, through the Caribbean. I've been as far as Australia, France. We're going to Japan next week to shoot in the World Dart Federation, what they call the World Cup. There's going to be 30 to 40 countries represented there.
Our men's national softball team really getting into shape at their CAC and Pan Am qualifier in the Dominican Republic. They played another doubleheader yesterday. Julian Gibson brings us up to speed.
This Pan Am and CAC softball qualifier from the Dominican Republic brought to you by Rubis Bahamas Limited.
With the Bahamas leading Mexico 3-1 going into the 5th inning, boy, things would fall apart for Team Bahamas. With 2 runners on, Mexico back-to-back singles, scoring 4 runs to take a 5-3 lead. Mexico would tack on 2 more runs to beat Team Bahamas 7-3.
It's just some game of softball, Julian. Hit runs and errors. But I know we're confident in ourselves that that's a team we can beat. Being up 3-1, Lal pitched a great game, excellent game. We had costly errors at the crucial moments of the game, and it ended up costing us the game.
A golden opportunity for Team Bahamas in the 6th inning with lead-off walks to Sherman Ferguson and Desmond Russell. Mexico striking out the side. Team Bahamas unable to push the runners up in scoring position, giving the team a chance to tack on some runs. Mexico defeats Team Bahamas 7-3.
Well, we were strong through 4 and then went out in the 5th and made 1 or 2 boo-boos and just went from there.
Did you run out of gas going into the 5th? Because I saw a bouncing ball back to you. You were slow. You picked it up, but slow with the response to first base.
I don't think so. I mean, I felt fine going into the 5th. I told them I felt fine, but a couple of mishaps there, and that's what happened.
In the 2nd game yesterday, with Team Bahamas resting 4 of their starters, Desmond Russell, shortstop, Richard Bain Jr., second baseman, Garfield Bethel, catcher and outfielder, and the Bahamas went with their 4th-string pitcher, Martin Burrows Jr., and Argentina simply teed off on Burrows, scoring 4 runs in the 1st inning, 4 runs in the 2nd inning. 3rd inning, they put up 6 big runs, added 1 more run in the 4th inning to go on to beat Team Bahamas 15-2. The only 2 runs in the ball game for Team Bahamas came in the 2nd inning. In the 1st inning, Team Bahamas blew a golden opportunity with 2 runners on, while Argentina pitcher struck out the side.
We got the rookies in too and give some people a rest because tomorrow is a real must game for us to win. You know, some of the guys are still kind of tired and fatigued, so I give them a break.
But Argentina also decided to rest some of their guys too. If you probably put your starters in, you might have catch them sleeping.
Argentina wasn't catch sleeping. They are one of the highest ranking teams there is in the world so far. Plus they started sitting in the bench if anything ever happened. But that was a choice we made by a team and we stand by it.
Well, you can call yesterday a rough day for Team Bahamas, losing a doubleheader. Special thanks to our major sponsor, Rubis Bahamas Limited, hard-working cameraman Ashley Taylor. I'm Julian Gibson in Santo Domingo, reporting for ZNS Total Sports.
Thank you so much, Julian. Joining us live in studio is first Vice President in the Bahamas Basketball Association, Mario Boleg. Good evening, Mr. Boleg. Much is being said about our men's basketball programs, especially with Buddy Hield's success, but not too much is heard about the women's. How does the Federation plan to get the word out and promote both programs?
Well, you know, when you look at basketball around the world, even the NBA comparison to the NBWBA, the men always seems to get the edge over the women's. But as far as the Bahamas Basketball Federation is concerned, looking at persons like LaShawn Higgs, Jonquel Jones, they're doing their thing. And we know that development is needed at both the junior men and ladies level. And we are now trying to approach certain coaches here locally in the Bahamas to do some development that we can be able to get more promotion of the women's program.
There's a major qualifier coming up in October, I think it is. Where does Bahamas need to place in order to move on to the next round?
Well, with the new system home and away, where it's now the World Cup qualifier and also pre-qualifier for the Olympics, the men now in Pool D with Canada, Dominican Republic, and U.S. Virgin Islands just need to finish in the top 3, and then we'll move on to play in the next pool, which is United States, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. And I think our chances are good, but we're going to need the whole nation behind us to help us and support us. We need you, the Bahamas, to make sure that we could take advantage of this opportunity that would allow us to qualify for the Olympics and World Cup.
How beneficial is this home and away program now?
It's much beneficial. It's more expensive than traveling, where you play 5-6 games in a week. But now with the home and away program, FIBA wants the countries to be able to showcase their national teams and use that as a team, as a professional team that, people home now can see their national team playing in front of them. You'll be able to see persons the likes of Buddy Hield and, DeAndre Ayton and, Keno Burrows, Kadeem Colby, Magnum Roll. These guys just, get an opportunity to play not only once, but a few times in a year home.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bullock, and we wish all our national programs much success. What makes an athlete eligible for subvention? How are they chosen? Our Charles Fisher asks that and more in this exclusive interview.
Director of Sports Tim Munnings indicating that despite there not being a grand celebration to honor our track and field athletes after their return from the World Championships like in the past, and medalists and finalists rewarded with incentives, the program is in place to make sure that all this still happens.
The incentive awards for the athletes' performances has been sent forward. It's before Cabinet. It's up to them when they have an opportunity to review it, make the approval, and then we make the payments. The funds are there, ready to pay it. It just has to be on the agenda and dealt with.
He stressed that after this year, the subvention program will be clearer moving forward.
Policy or program was devised and structured many years ago. I think when the they weren't golden girls at that time, they were silver knights way back in the 1990s. Since then, a number of athletes and a number of sports has emerged as eligible for that policy. We're at the point now where it needs to be structured, or I should say tweaked, to make sure that there's clear guidelines on when persons can come on, when they can come off.
And being on the subvention program will be up to the athlete's performance.
The policy fund is a limited fund. And so we have, based on the performances of so many of our athletes, we have eligible persons that at the moment can't get onto the program because it's fully subscribed. And so we're going to look to ways to make it accessible to as many persons as possible.
That celebration to honor our athletes from all sports is slated for November 25th at the Atlantis Resort. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thank you so much, Fisher. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.